Everyone knows somebody with cerebral palsy. You just may not realize that you do. According to cerebralpalsy.org, it is the most commonly diagnosed childhood motor disability in the United States today. The United Cerebral Palsy Foundation states that 3 out of 1,000 people have a cerebral palsy diagnosis. First, I'm going to tell you what cerebral palsy is. Second, I will talk to you specifically about spastic cerebral palsy, treatments and diagnoses for that. And third, I will share a journey what a child could look like with somebody with cerebral palsy. Many people don't realize that cerebral palsy is a disability that presents itself in a variety of forms and a variety of severities. Cerebral palsy is medically defined by the National Biotechnology Information Center as a group of disorders involving brain and nervous systems that affect memory, hearing, thinking, seeing, and learning. There are 4 types, according to Marion Stanton in her book Understanding Cerebral Palsy, published in 2012. The first is spastic, which is considered damage to the cortex and causes stiffness in the muscles. Adenoid is damage to the basal ganglia and the cerebellum and causes floppy limbs. Ataxic is damage to the cerebellum and causes unsteady and random movements. And the 4th type is mixed, which consists of anything that does not qualify in the above 3 categories. The cause of cerebral palsy is from an injury or abnormality to the brain. It can happen in utero or in the up to the first 2 years of life, and the risk factors are preterm birth or stroke in utero. Some cases are never determined, up to 50% according to Marion Stanton, of why the cerebral palsy is caused. Now I will talk about spastic cerebral palsy, symptoms and treatments associated with this form. Spastic cerebral palsy is the most commonly diagnosed type, with up to 80% of cases, according to the Center for Disease Control in the United States, being diagnosed as this form. It presents as stiffness in 1 or more limbs and is diagnosed topographically. There's quadriplegia, hemiplegia, monoplegia, triplegia, diplegia, and paraplegia. Treatments include specialists such as neurologists who perform MRIs and CAT scans, physical therapists, occupational therapists, and speech therapists. Surgeries are also done, which can lengthen the Achilles tendon, which is right back here, and that is one of the most common surgeries. And there is also self and home care, which includes stretching, yoga, and exercises. I'm now going to share with you my journey with my daughter Sasha, who was diagnosed with cerebral palsy at the age of 1. Sasha was first diagnosed at age 1, and then that diagnosis was confirmed at age 3 through an MRI where they could see that she did have a stroke in utero. When Sasha was about 5 months old, she started presenting symptoms where she would only hold toys in her left hand. We would try to put them in her right hand, she wouldn't even grasp for them. When she was about 6 and 7 months old, started rolling over, she would tend to only roll to one side. And then when she was about 10 months old, she started holding books. And when she would hold the books, she would hold them in her left hand, put them down, and then flip the pages with the same hand. So when I brought these concerns up to our pediatrician, they referred us up to an orthopedic surgeon to have another look at her, and they diagnosed her with mild cerebral palsy. They basically sent us on our way. We had no idea what we were dealing with. We didn't have any knowledge of what was going on, and really just had to start researching for ourselves. At about age 3, another pediatrician had us get the MRI to confirm the diagnosis because things had been progressively worsening for Sasha as far as her walking. She was constantly falling, hitting her head on things. She had fallen downstairs and things of that nature. Treatments for Sasha has included physical therapy. We've done a lot of home therapy with stretching. There has been leg braces, day and night braces have been prescribed, and we've also done yoga with her and things of that nature. Sasha today is an 8-year-old girl, and she is very bright. We were very blessed that she does not have any cognitive damage to her brainstem. However, she does have some struggles with processing information, especially information that is related to emotions or decision making. If she has to make a decision and has too many options, she tends to go to what I classify as meltdown, where we have to help her adapt through things so that she can process the information piece by piece. Cognitively, though, she has a memory that when she learns something, she retains it forever. So we have to watch out what we say to her. Having a child diagnosed with cerebral palsy can be devastating initially, but knowing that it is one of the most commonly diagnosed motor disabilities among children, it is likely that your friend, your neighbor, or your family member has a CP diagnosis. It is important to know about cerebral palsy so that if you encounter an individual with this disability, you are familiar with it.